Tonight's Project Education Report. It was once considered a niche alternative, but homeschool education has gained mainstream traction. The number of families choosing to homeschool has grown significantly since the start of COVID, driven by a variety of factors, from education quality to more time flexibility. An estimated 2 million students are homeschooled all across the country. And as parents look for more control over their child's curriculum, the classroom has evolved. When COVID-19 shut down schools, kitchens became classrooms for students all across the Northwest. And for some families, that's still the norm 5 years later. Homeschool education is booming.
We're seeing double the amount of homeschoolers post-pandemic as pre-pandemic.
Mandy Davis is a former grade school principal from Central Oregon and now coaches families around the world about homeschool.
Our world is changing in so many ways, and the system is just not able to keep up.
But this shift is putting a strain on school budgets. Funding is tied to student enrollment numbers. According to the Oregon Department of Education, the state spends $18,440 per student. In Washington, it's just about the same. Those are lost dollars to districts with students who've left. The deficit really started to show in 2022. Oregon's enrollment was down 33,000 students. Today, homeschool registration still remains close to 40% higher than pre-pandemic. Washington is noticing a similar trend, sparking a 43% rise in homeschoolers. For some families, it's brought newfound flexibility.
So I actually really liked homeschool and still like it.
Cairo is a rising 7th grade student. Her mom, Sarah, has been her main educator the past few years.
Before COVID hit, did you ever imagine that you would be a homeschool mom?
Never. No, I really honestly thought that we would just go the traditional route of being in a public school.
Cairo is also an aspiring ballerina and devotes dozens of hours a week to her craft.
What kind of freedom does a homeschool education allow you?
Well, if I really put my mind to it, I can get my work done in less time, which does allow me to go to extra classes for dance.
Flexibility is only part of the equation. The individualized focus adds to it.
So I think more families are taking the reins themselves and bringing education and bringing their children home. The ability that if your child is very advanced in math and ready to move on, they don't have to sit and to the same instruction to 25 kids.
According to the National Homeschool Education Institute, a student who's home educated scores 15 to 25 percentile points above public school students on standardized tests. Not every state has the same rules and protocols, though, when it comes to a homeschool education.
When you're a homeschool parent, it just really depends on what state you're in and how that state approaches education. I don't see that changing anytime soon, unfortunately.
The guidelines for Oregon homeschool regulations are lenient. Oregon is one of 13 states where parents only have to file one notice of intent to homeschool, not yearly like West Coast neighbors Washington and California. In Oregon, you are not required to follow state academic standards or records of attendance, curriculum, or student work. The only true gauge on performance, standardized tests in 3rd, 5th, 8th, and 10th grades. Washington laws are more strict. Parents must have 45 college credit hours and file an annual declaration of intent to homeschool. A parent must also submit evaluations, like achievement tests. The state also mandates at least 1,000 instructional hours per year covering 11 specific subjects and records.
How much of an impact do you think COVID had on this push towards more homeschoolers?
You know, I've seen both sides of it. I've seen some families that will say, absolutely not. I could never homeschool. We did that during the COVID timeline. And I'm always so quick to remind that emergency school at home is not the same as homeschooling, where you have flexibility and freedom. It's not isolation. At the same time, there are masses of children and families that have realized I can do this. And in fact, I can do this better than the school is doing it.
Well, we reached out to both the Oregon Department of Education and the State Educational Service District Office, which track homeschool data, but both were unavailable for an interview.